Well, hello and welcome to Rajat TV. You're watching Big Picture with me, Rajat Kain. We wish all our viewers a very happy Republic Day. Well, on the occasion of 72nd Republic Day, we discuss how India is moving forward and taking its rightful place in the world. A place amid global standing, and above all, how India, with its vibrant democracy, has rightfully earned its respect as a responsible and trustworthy nation. The story of a generations and generations of toil, their hard work, and their success story. Well, to discuss further on this issue, we're joined with a panel of three extremely special guests. Well, many thanks, ladies, for joining us. Richa Choudhary, she is she represents education vertical from NITI Aayog. Many thanks, Richa, for joining us. Arati Devi, she is former Sarpanch from Dhunkapada village of Odisha. Many thanks, Arati Devi ji, for joining us. A pleasure to have you on the show. And Dr. Priyanjali Datta, she is CEO, Aaroogya International. She's a doctor turned entrepreneur and now even a storyteller. Well, many thanks, ladies, for joining us. Let me start with you, Richa. You represent education vertical of NITI Aayog. Given our challenges, given the landscape, given, at the birth of a republic, or 72 years ago, what was then and how we have made this progress, a journey of a republic, and of course, journey of the children of republic. So what do you say about it? Yeah. Can you summarize that, how far we have grown and what perhaps is more scope to explore the open field before us? Richa.
Right. Thank you, Rajat. India's strength is its young population. And in last 70 years, and especially in last 2 decades, India's young population has actually, proved themselves. They have represented at, international and international level. Even in there are many Nobel laureates, from India. And representing India at the international global level. So
Right.
the strength of India is in its population, is in its young generation,
Mm-hmm.
and the foundation of which lies in its education system. So, our traditional knowledge system of India was also very good, and we have been doing really good in the traditional knowledge system also.
Mm-hmm.
And now we need to, we need to follow this up to, next couple of years
Right.
also.
Right.
And for this, we need to, really leverage our potential here, and which lies in the young population. So for that, what we need to do is we need to have like really internationally competitive education system in
Mm-hmm.
our country, and which our very recent national education policy focuses on. It focuses on the skill development. It focuses on the the basics of education, which will help our younger generation to even go further and present India at the global level. Thank you.
Absolutely, Richa. Many thanks for your opening remarks. Certainly, there is a vast scope where we can explore our potential in terms of education. We have done so much, and there is, of course, a lot more that we will do further. Well, besides the story of education, story of economics in terms of its development, in terms of the prosperity, in terms of searching avenues in the economics. There is also story about our cultural renaissance, a story about how we have grown not just in the urban landscape but also in the rural landscape, and what all is happening over there in terms of development, in terms of change. Arati Devi is with us. She is former Sarpanch from Dhunkapada village of Odisha. Arati ji, can you hear me? If I'm if I did I pronounce the word correctly? Dhunkapada. I know. This is something which we often get to see people from the urban areas not quite getting the tune of the rural areas. It's people like you who bridge that gap. Arti.
Yes, India is a young nation. So first of all, I think about these things. I was investment officer in IDBI Bank. I resigned
Mm-hmm.
my job and joining grassroots level work. So that time I feel society need me. So
Mm-hmm.
in the parliament system, there are a lot of benefits and
Okay.
lot of schemes are available in grassroots level work. So
Mm-hmm.
that if a educated lady will do in grassroots level, it will more develop in rural area.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started my Sarpanch period in my panchayat, that time I saw that education is most important things of rural area,
Mm-hmm.
because in India 80% populations are living in India.
Mm-hmm.
So I started one adult education in my panchayat first of all, and I
Right.
implement the proper utilization of funds, government funds, and plantation, proper management of schemes of government of Odisha and government of India.
Mm-hmm.
As a MBA student, I implement the idea and the education system of school, develop the education system and develop the plantation, drinking water, ओपन रेसिसेशन को मैंने बंद कर दिया, और उसके बाद I started road,
Okay. Okay.
प्रधानमंत्री सड़क योजना, and
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of things I implement in that time. So it is a very inspiration of other women also, because India
Absolutely.
is young nation, so that the educated ladies are not interested to doing social work in panchayat level,
Okay.
because
Okay.
in so that if an educated lady will
Mm-hmm.
started this type of work, automatic the rural women are join me
Okay.
that time with us, and so that it is a big influence of not only in Odisha but also in India also. So
Mm-hmm.
in behalf of India, that time I represent our country in USA, transparency of government, state
Mm-hmm.
and local government funds, adult
Right.
education, women in politics, student in politics. So
Mm-hmm.
all students are right now thinking that who will do engineer, doctor, like this type of
Mm-hmm.
job. But nobody interested to starting panchayat raj work, grassroots level work.
Okay.
So
Okay.
because India need us,
Mm-hmm.
that I support our nation building. Thank
Right,
you.
Artiji. Absolutely. Absolutely, Artiji. And certainly the initiatives that you have taken, what you just told us, the kind of work you have got done in your jurisdiction while being Sarpanch, it's really commendable. We'll certainly come back to you, Arti, and certainly explore more what has been done in the dimension of rural development from you. Thank you, Arti. We'll just come back to you. Dr. Priyanjali Datta, CEO of Aaroogya International, doctor turned entrepreneur, and now you're a storyteller. We'd like to hear a story from you about, like, the progression of this republic in terms of the opportunities it has given to youngsters like you.
It has been, I think, a magnificent and exponential growth in terms of opportunities for people to go into diverse sectors in India. And that opportunity has come with the openness and the acceptance of various kind of uh, sectors and intersection of sectors. So for me, especially during my school days, it was very quintessential education leading to becoming, as Aarti said, either a doctor or an engineer, or go into totally an art field. But with the progress of our country and the openness of opportunities, we got to learn more in terms of even being a healthcare worker. We got to
Right.
learn about technology. We got the access to learn about uh, business impact, social growth, and how business can be benefited to not only impact profit but also impact the advancement of the country as a whole.
Right.
So I'm really glad that I got this opportunity around me, and we are not really far from any other developed nation in terms of social out. We have a population of 1.3 billion people.
Right.
So according to me, we are doing very well, and the kind of diversity we hold in our nation, it's more than a continent. So I think we are doing quite well, and we've progressed more, as we can see even during pandemic.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's really important to keep into consideration the cultural diversity here in India. It's more of a subcontinent. We have diversity, and with that, there is a complexities. But the complexities have given us further impetus to grow, further impetus to explore cross cultures and cross talents. Now, Richa, in terms, if we talk of education core sector per se, uh, the kind of institutions that we have opened, that we have seen, and of course, like with various innovations in the educational sector at the institutional level, even at the primary level. Uh, Hypothetically, if we go back 72 years, in terms of journey we have charted, what progress do you see in that sphere, particularly in terms of innovation of our education tools?
Yeah, right, Rajat. Rajat, this I have personal experience in this innovation because India today, people are more acceptable towards learning, and they want their children to to be educated and to do well in their careers, even from rural areas, from remote areas. They have this willingness to learn, and which can you can see if you go to a very remote village in a Bihar state, with no connectivity to roads also. So I also had a similar experience, and where we started, an innovation, which was Unnayan project. What I did was I started this project in collaboration with district administration with just 5 schools, and
Right.
where we were, and these 5 schools were girls' schools, totally girls' schools, and we wanted to from very remote and rural areas of Baka district, which is also an aspirational district.
Okay.
So we were helping them, learn through technological initiatives. We integrated the technology at the classroom level as well as so that they can go home and study at home also. So it was a multi-purpose technology initiative that we tried to integrate in the public education system in the rural areas also, which is a big challenge as of today. So there, we saw very good results in terms
Right.
of, passing percentage also. So because of, this multimedia activities, girls were able to, those who were at this 10th standard level, but having, mathematics and English skills of the 4th or 5th standard, were also able to learn at a better rate, better
Right.
pace.
Right.
So what happened, what helped them really was, it helped them, it reflected in their passing percentage also. So
Okay.
where district, results were at, 40 to 50%, now it rose to 78%. So that gave a big, confidence to the parents as well as to the, students, that they have this, they can also interact with, faculties or teachers from, urban areas, and they can also learn in a better way.
Hmm.
So this opened multiple doors and opportunities for the students, and then we came up with this idea of placements to, 12 training these kids for, job placement opportunities and companies like Tata's and others. So we also trained them at the later stage. And
Okay.
this project, gave so much confidence to the local generation that, local people, local community, that they wanted to scale it up. And it got scaled in the entire district, and now it is being implemented in the entire state at, in the Bihar state. So that was the success of the project, and which when I was conceptualizing it, and trying to implement it in the grassroots levels in just
Right.
5 schools was a big challenge, because all that was data driven, and we were trying to see what are the strengths and weakness of each student, and we were trying to analyze how we can help them, what are their weaknesses, and how we can help them improve those weaknesses. So that was a big challenge for me when I started with just 5 schools and not a big support team with me. But then at a later stage, we developed AI-driven system for this. Developed an application and platform for this, and now it is running successfully at the state level.
Fantastic, fantastic. So clearly, like, I mean, this amazing corpus of work you are sharing with us, what you've done. Many congratulations to you, Richa. Seriously. Aarti ji, if I come to you, in your last reply, you were telling us, जी, आरती जी, in your last reply, you
हाँ
were
जी
sharing your experiences. आप अपनी बातें बता रही थी हमें जब आप सरपंच थे और उस टाइम पे you were saying कि कुछ reluctance था बहुत जो ladies है वो नहीं आती हैं बाहर निकल के ऐसा क्यों जो है ऐसा क्या वजह है अभी तक भी ऐसी I mean I know there are we have progressed to a level but certainly there is still a reluctance or to say is it just a reluctance the cultural issue or is it more to do with the lack of opportunities?
it is a lack of opportunity and the community systems are pressurized them
So
and in
how do we
rural
challenge it and how do we progress and how do we break that barriers and grow further? I mean, there is no point looking at the posterity, but yeah, what ahead?
no awareness नहीं है उनके करने
अच्छा,
के लिए awareness का काम है awareness
okay, awareness
but
की कमी
when
है.
I was sarpanch it is a big challenge for me that time
हम्म,
so first of all I started first women gram sabha in Odisha
जी,
in my panchayat so that the SIRDA and NIRDA
हम्म,
staffs are coming and all PRI member of Panchayat Raj department and I
हम्म,
started that time the first women Gram Sabha in my Panchayat,
हम्म,
2000 women
okay,
gathering that time and that time I discussed regarding about what is the education, how
हम्म,
implement in education in rural area and what is the benefit of education. So
okay,
I started the first adult education in my panchayat. 750 women.
हम्म,
Time I give 750 women are empowerment in education
हम्म,
and
okay,
and
right,
also all supporting the panchayat raj department and the well management in that time. I
हम्म,
management the fund पंचायत फंड जो है उसको मैंने प्रॉपर यूटिलाइज किया था और
okay,
उसी पैसा को मैंने हर वार्ड में एक एक एजुकेटेड लेडी को एम्प्लॉय दिया था तो आफ्टर 6 months
हम्म,
they it's wonderful they started well education and
हम्म,
well reading writing system they know very well and right now they started small industry and small cottage industry in rural
oh,
area
fantastic,
economic development started so they automatically they connected to bank and
hmm,
there are a lot of different type of work right now there's once a woman will educated entire
हम्म,
society entire family will educated so
absolutely,
education is
absolutely,
the most important things of develop
uh-huh. That's such a fantastic and such a great initiative and work you've done, and absolutely no doubt about this thought that the moment you educate a woman, you actually educate the entire generation. And Aarti, we'll come back to you. We will hear more of you. Dr. Priyanjali Datta, you just discussed about like the trajectory of a growth from the birth of Republic till today and more opportunities to explore. Now, if we talk of the technology, the growth of technology and number of youth participating in, this seems to be an, just 10 years ago, this was a no-go area, or rather we can say not much of an explored area amongst youth. We were fairly traditional in our approach. Okay, let's do a bachelor's, undergrads, let's do our MBAs and masters, and then venture into other things. So, what precisely changed, which are now propelling youngsters into, fishing in untested waters, and of course, coming out victorious as well?
That's a great question. So I think think traditionally what we have been seeing 2 decades or even a decade back, that was more to do with stabilizing our generation to earn an income for the household. But now people have grown their horizons in terms of ambition,
Right.
and they and India is seeing the drive of entrepreneurship in every child. They want to do something innovative, and that may be in the field of technology, that may be in the field of art and craft. So that is pushing them hard with the competition, with the healthy competition around. That is pushing them hard to test themselves in untested water. I'll give you a small example. I am a medical professional, but
Yes.
when I was asked to scale my initiative to screen women for cancer at community level, I had no other way but to learn about technology and artificial intelligence. There was no other way to scale it up. So instead of building tertiary healthcare centers and waiting for more doctors and skilled workers, we had to skill the semi-skilled, already frontline healthcare workers present in the community, and that could happen only with technology. So over time, we all learn what is needed in practical world. So I think that is where we are.
Right, right, absolutely. Well, as we move towards the end of a program, I'll have a very short question to all three of you. Let me start first with you, Richa. First, like any message to the younger generation also, where are we placed in terms of our original research and development? Is that the area we need to explore and grow further? Richa.
Yeah, right, Rajat. Rajat, in terms of research and development, we have been doing really good, but we need to really, we have potential in our institutes, like it's mostly premier institutes, like IITs, IISc. We need to leverage that, we still have scope. We need to do much better here. Because if you see, our per lakh population, researchers are very less as compared to China and US. So we need to be, it's just 15, and where the numbers in China and US are in hundreds. So what we need to do is we need to really strengthen, our research and development sector. And, again, National Research Foundation, which has been talked about in our new education policy, that will be a, big boost, and that will be providing a very strong foundation to the research ecosystem. Even, what it really plans to do is it tries to strengthen all the education institutions, higher education institutions, through a hub and spoke model, and which will be, really helping all the younger generations to become a researcher and to take up all the innovative practices that they have there in their mind, but they are not able to implement it. And your second question, my message to the younger generation, that I come from a very humble background. I come from Haryana, a village, near Karnal district. So education has been, I was very fortunate that I'm blessed to have be born in such a family, that I got a very good education in my school, and I graduated from Delhi College of Engineering, and they gave me a very strong foundation to work for, other students, other younger generation, to like I just told you, when I worked in Bihar district, that was very inspiring for young girls there to take up. They really wanted to do something good in their careers. So I request all the young generations, especially girls, to be to give their best in their educations, and then I also wish them all the good luck in their
Right,
careers.
right, Richa. Many thanks for joining us. Just stay on. Yeah, Aarti. I mean, I know, like it's really important. We have seen it's really important to have a robust and a strong panchayati raj system to strengthen further our villages. And we have seen a lot of youngsters becoming sarpanch. Yet, you think ki more and more youngsters should be there working at the grassroots level in the villages?
Yes, right now it is happened because India is a young nation.
Mm-hmm.
So, we should support our nation building. That's why so many college students right now so much interested to join politics.
Hmm.
And because India is a young nation, automatically the young generation will support in
Hmm.
nation building. So
Right.
सब लोग तो सोचते हैं, बोलते हैं कि मैं इंजीनियर बनूंगी, डॉक्टर बनूंगी, कलेक्टर बनूंगी. अगर स्टूडेंट लोग हम ऐसे सोचेंगे कि हम बनकर अच्छा सरपंच बनूंगी, अच्छा सांसद बनूंगी, अच्छा राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी, एमएलए बनूंगी, तो हमारा भारत कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंच जाएगा. बिकॉज
Hmm.
नेशन बिल्डिंग को हमारा जरूरत है. So that I
Right.
resigned my job and joining social work and joining nation building. So society need us and India also need us. So
Right. Right.
मेरा बोलने का ये मतलब है कि हम जो यंग जनरेशन है, हम भारत के लिए कुछ करेंगे and we support our nation building and we also doing in grassroots level work
Right. Right,
because
Aarti, we have to. I'm
हाँ जी.
sorry, I have to stop you there. I'm really sorry you have to stop you there. But yes, this is really important. Nation building के लिए आप सब लोगों की ज़रूरत है. We need young, talented, I would say fundamentally robust people like you. Richa Choudhary, many thanks for joining us. Arati Devi, many thanks for joining us. And Dr. Priyanjali Datta, many thanks for joining us. Clearly, we are proud of you. And you certainly shared all your experiences and also just gave a light as to how far we have grown in terms of Republic and what more we can explore further in years to come. Well, many thanks for watching this edition of Big Picture. Thank you and goodbye.